everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ill Communication. Joined today by Dirt Monkey and Jantsen, who are two very fine producers making all kinds of juicy bass music and party tunes and stuff. And yeah, they're coming through San Francisco on a tour with the man Stefan Jacobs, dropping the bass all over the place. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good right now.
Slightly hungover.
Feeling pretty furry.
Yeah, we raged it last night. It was good times.
Yeah,
good
we got
times.
a late night visit from this guy right
From
here.
Dylan, and Dylan.
Yes, 5 greatest producers of all time. Wicked, cool. So you guys have a very kind of like specific style that kind of spans a lot of different genres. Can you tell me like really what motivates you? Because it's really recognizable when it's a track from either of you guys. No matter, it could be like, you know, juke or trap or like, you know, dubstep or glitch hop or whatever. You guys have like a real signature sound. Can you tell us a little bit about like, you know, what you're kind of going for with that sound, and what gives you guys that signature? Is it like a conscious thing, or do they just come out that way, or how does it?
Just like going for that super fun like party vibe, you know?
Like bouncy, swingy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of triplets and that kind of stuff.
Just anything that will keep it like really fun, I think.
Keeping it fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
Keep incorporating like, you know, obviously like the old jazz or reggae, whatever. As long as it has that upbeat kind of fun vibe, we're all about
Sweet.
it. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. So I noticed like, you know, a lot of people play your tracks out, you know, Lauren among others. Was there any moment where you were like, holy shit, I can't believe this person is playing one of my tracks, like, you know, or it's just like, what was that first moment where you were just like, wow, what was that like?
Well, there was one show, remember when we went to that Rusco show?
Oh,
We
yeah.
went to this Rusco show, and he played like, half of his set was like his songs, my songs, or like our songs together.
Sick.
That was pretty like
Just because
crazy.
he's probably influenced me personally, like, more than anyone else, so... But, you know, other than that, of course, it's amazing to have Lauren.
Yeah.
Even now, even after all these years of being good friends with him, it's still always flattering. But, yeah, Rusco and...
Excision. I saw like
Excision's dropping your tunes too. That's cool.
a long time ago. I made this like Star Wars song, and I sent it to him. This is like 4 years ago or something. And he sent me a video. He's like, played it at Coachella for like 10,000 people. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's so fun. That's so fun. So when did you guys like, I mean, you guys have been making music for a while. When were you really like, you know, when did you make the decision? Can you tell us about the decision when you were like, this is what I need to do with my life?
Oh, man, I mean, I've kind of always known that I was going to do music. Like, it wasn't, like, an option for me ever. It was just, like, that's what I'm going to do. So I was just saving money to get the gear and doing it, no matter how many times my parents tried to convince me otherwise. I was, like, set in my head, and I think that was, like, the same for you probably. Huh?
Yeah. For me, it was a longer period of like working my day job and slowly transitioning into music. But I think once we got like a really good agent recently and have good management and all that, then it became like a full-time thing. And
Cool. So that's awesome that you're like full time. That's
Yeah.
It's a leap. It's a leap for sure.
Yeah, I think
it's a
that's
huge
always,
leap.
like, every aspiring musician's, like, dream to get to that point. So, yeah, it's a great feeling.
Cool. So if you could like give your kind of like 20-year-old self a piece of advice, is there anything that you'd love to tell yourself at age 20?
Yeah.
there are a lot of things I could think.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one thing. It could be like 6 things, or just, I don't know. What
Yeah.
would you tell your younger self? Anything?
I don't know, to probably just not care as much, like, what people think about your style, and just, like, kind of just have fun, you know? Don't focus on, like, what other people think about it, I guess.
Like, just have fun making what makes you happy,
Yeah.
and other people will like that more eventually than like making what you think they want to hear. if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. Yeah, I definitely I could have used that advice when I was younger too.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, like I kind of started coming up at the tail end of the vinyl days, and everybody was so scared back then. They were like, nobody's buying records. Maybe if we made them all sound like each other. You know?
I remember I actually bought one of your records on vinyl. One of the
which one?
It was a
Fat Conductor joint?
Yeah, it was a Fat Conductor. It had it almost had that kind of like cheeky Rusko synth line. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but
maybe Ice 9?
Yeah.
That's the one that most people had. Yeah. Now, that was my first ever record. So,
oh, nice. Yeah.
That was the one that actually Lauren went and hunted me down after he was playing that one.
Nice.
You know, and then
nice.
that kind of like led to that and everything. But yeah, I love that record, man. I should do a remix, you know, like 10 years later or whatever.
It totally has that like fun, cheeky like vibe that like I just love.
Yeah, so many people forget to have fun, you know? Like, they start taking shit all seriously, and it's like, dude, like, look out there. There's people with fucking animal heads and signs and stuff. Like, how seriously can you take it all, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely important to have fun and to have, have someone to swap high fives with at the top of the mountain, you know? It's like, so many people, it's just this big competition, you know? And it's really cool that you guys, like, found each other and you just have such a, mesh going. How did you guys meet?
Well, we're both from Boulder, so it's kind of pretty simple. Like,
well, I used to go out and like see him play all the time.
Yeah.
Like he had a weekly in Boulder on like Wednesday nights at the B-side Trilogy.
And then when I met you, I think, well, you had been producing, but like I remember going to your house and like teaching you how to make like Rusko-y kind of bass sounds.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like this, I don't think you're kind of at the point where like we would even like collaborate yet. It was kind of like you're still learning a lot.
Yeah.
And then you just like started growing so fast. And
now hot fire upon the daily.
Then we just started working together a lot, you know, being both in Boulder. It's just really convenient. And obviously our styles are really similar, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
how does it work when you guys are collabing? Like, what's the typical workflow of like idea to finished product? Like, can you tell us about any of those stages?
He
usually starts. He usually comes up with an idea.
An idea, and then we'll like go into the studio and then work on stuff. And we used to do that a lot more, but now like because I've been like moving, I would like move to Mexico and stuff, and I just got a new house in Denver, so we haven't been like in the studio together as much. But either it's kind of like similar to the flow, like if we're together or not.
Yeah, like we both have certain things that we do. I don't know, like I usually do focus more on like mix down and like
drums too.
Drums a lot, getting drums to sound really fat, and
then bass lines we usually like it's pretty like even.
Yeah.
And like sound design stuff is pretty even. Yeah.
And then you always come up with like the really catchy melodies and stuff like that.
And like vocal samples and yeah.
So yeah, it's like a good combo in the end.
Cool. So when you're jamming to find that like hook or that melody, is it like, do you usually have a pretty good idea like, okay, I want to bootleg this track or whatever?
That's always easy if you have a bootleg, because then you have so much structure to work around already, Doing an original track's like much harder.
So how do you come up with a hook when you're making original tracks?
Man, I don't know, like, I don't know how it is for you, but like I'll like sometimes I'll just sit there for a day or two and just work on, catchy melodies, and because you really have to just like get into that zone, to where the ideas just start kind of like rolling. But I definitely can't just like sit down and bust something out like off the top of my head. I kind of like have to work on it for a while.
So when you talk about getting into the zone, what gets you guys in the zone? Like any tips and tricks for like getting into the mindset where you're like ready to make a hit record?
Yerba mate.
Yeah, lots of mate. And like, I don't know, I think whenever I've been like at home not playing shows and like on a really good sleep schedule, like getting 8 hours a night and all that, that's when I always write the best music. and
Yeah.
like really healthy and like
Or just listening to like new music too, you know, or whatever, world music or anything. Just listening to like new material just to kind of get the juices flowing.
yeah.
Cool. So, any music that you listen to that really inspires you, like outside of electronic music and stuff? I mean, you're always digging. Both of you guys are known for sampling. What do you guys like? What's on your playlist? These days.
I listen to like a lot of like cumbia and like kind of South American music lately. I just like really into like that whole vibe and like the stuff that Gesture is doing.
Yeah.
I'm really into that kind of like world bass kind of sound recently.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I've just been listening to a lot of rap.
Yeah, obviously a lot of rap and
Yeah.
R&B, of course, always.
Yeah.
I've been listening to The Weeknd a lot
Yeah.
Sweet.
because
Sweet.
of life circumstances.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the weekend's good stuff. When you're feeling it,
oh my
really,
god,
really scratches that
just
itch
hits you.
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Jantsen, you are a parent
Yes.
now. Can you tell us a little bit about balancing? Because I mean, I've always thought like babies are like the anti-rave. It's like the fun, the party's over. But
Yeah.
you're a dad and a DJ and a producer, and you're doing it all, man. How do you balance it?
It's pretty tricky, but you just have to be willing to make some sacrifices. Like before I had my kid, I would like start working at like 9 at night and work till like 5 in the morning, and I love that. And there's definitely like a lot of like unique kind of things that can happen in that space versus working in the day. But now it's like I get up at 7 and I'll watch the baby until like 2, and then I'll start working from like 2 to 8 or 9. And it's just like kind of different headspace, but you get used to it and make it work. So I don't know. Yeah, it's hard, but yeah, making it work. It's possible. There's people doing it, like Bro Safari has a kid. I think Mayhem has a kid. So it's not impossible.
Flinch, he's got a kid.
Yeah. You're gonna be having a kid soon.
Yeah, well, say plastic and oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Cool. All right, Wicked. So where can we find out more about your music? You guys got websites and Facebooks and stuff to plug? Maybe you could tell people where to find you.
We have our record label, Kairos Audio.
Mighty fun.
And we're trying to build a street team now too. So if you're interested in signing up for that, you'll get little sticker packages and all kinds of cute little things.
Bandanas.
Oh, sweet. Kairos bandanas. That's dope. Cool. So you got the Kairos label and then JantsenMusic.com?
Yep, JantsenMusic.com, and then Facebook is Jantsen Beats, SoundCloud, Jantsen Music.
I don't have a website. Well, we have KairosAudio.com, which has
Kairos
all
Audio.
of our... That's like kind of our home base.
Yep.
But yeah, all my Facebook and SoundCloud and stuff is on there.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, time is of the essence. The tour bus is outside. They're ready to rock. So I gotta let these guys go. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of love, everybody.
Word.
Peace out.
See ya.